Their equipment's there, they gotta go, I'll confirm
Yeah.
the time too, I don't know what time.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Hello, how's it going?
Live from New York.
Great. Okay. To call to order a meeting of the Summers Board of Selectmen. And this is a regular meeting. This is Thursday, September 4th, 2025 at 6 p.m. We're in Town Hall Auditorium, and the meeting will be live streamed. Please join me with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we have with us tonight Brian Wissinger, our CFO, Kim LaFleur, Ops Director. We also have Selectman Schmidt on my right, on my left, Selectman Meyer on my right, Dave Leonard, Fire Chief, Todd Rolland, Director of Public Works and Land Use, Kim Littig, our Police Administrator, and Keith Allard, our Deputy Fire Chief. We had no public comment, I believe. Presentation by First Selectman. A couple things I'd like to mention. Of course, we've got the Four-Town Fair coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend. Then from the 11th to the 14th of September. It's Thursday through Sunday. And the parade is scheduled for between 10 and 12 in the morning on Saturday, September 13th. It starts here in the middle of town. And I also just to make a quick reminder of those that are trying to plan ahead, Shred Day again is on the October 11th. So just to remind people that if they've got things they want to get rid of or are thinking about getting rid of certain things, put them aside and bring them to Town Hall on October 11th for Shred Day. Okay.
Thanks.
Consent agenda. We have nothing there. Opportunity to add urgent items. I've got a few things I want to add that just came up recently. One is we'd like to accept the resignation from Lisa Horan from the Ad Hoc America 250 Planning Committee, basically because she also serves on the Ethics Commission, and that doesn't allow any of their servers to be on anything else in town, so she cannot serve on the America 250 Planning Committee. That's one item. Maybe if we could just make a recommendation on that. I got three different things.
Can I make a motion to add to tonight's agenda the acceptance of the resignation of Lisa Horan from the America 250 Ad Hoc Committee?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. Next item is to add to the agenda the resignation of Dean Hills from the Zoning and Board of Appeals. He's been chairman for several years. He's done a great job. Effective immediately.
What's the name of that organization?
That Zoning Board of Appeals, ZBA.
Zoning Board of Appeals.
Make a motion to add to the agenda the acceptance of the resignation of Dean Hills from the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Just add to that also, we just also as he's also resigning as a citation hearing officer.
I would amend my motion to include that.
Second.
All those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. And third, the appointment of Jim Formica as the new citation hearing officer. And by the way, this position has only been exercised 3 times in the last 7 years, just to let you know. But we have a vacancy, so we're trying to fill it. So Jim Formica has agreed to do it, and I've informed the town clerk of that, too.
Okay. So I make a motion to add to the agenda the appointment of Jim Formica as the citation hearing officer.
Second.
Thank you. All those in support say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. So under finance, transfers and appropriations, we have some of those.
Yep. This is our annual balancing of line items for the end of the year, fiscal 25. When all expenses have been paid for fiscal year 2025. So these go from you to the Board of Finance so that we can adjust the budget for all the reports for the audit at the end of the month.
I had a couple questions.
Yep.
So on page 1, under first selectmen, it's other,
Yep.
29,000, whatever that is, 980.
Yep.
What's that?
Yeah, good question.
95% of that is the cost of the lobbying firm. 25,000 is the lobbyist firm, and then the rest, the 4,000 is incidentals.
Okay. So we added that into this year's budget, though.
I don't think it got added into 26
we
budget
talked
either.
about it.
We did talk about it.
We didn't add it. So.
We didn't add it. I went through my notes and I didn't see it added in anywhere either.
We have a contingency line item.
We do.
Okay. I mean, that may be something we want to take up before it's the end of the year, especially for an item like that. We should probably just appropriate money, right? So we're not doing
Exactly.
that after the fact.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Question number 2 I have is under fire protection, municipal facilities.
Yep.
I see there's a $44,500 increase in that.
Yeah, $44,000 overage. Todd and I have been back and forth on municipal facilities for the last 2 or 3 weeks, actually.
I mean, I would assume building maintenance, that's kind of a risk account. I know sometimes you have a good year, sometimes you have a bad year.
Well, the building maintenance.
That one I get.
Is 50 grand is HVAC emergency repairs, boilers, firehouse, DPW here. Library was a big one.
But fire protection kind of surprised me. Like, I
Yeah,
would
it
expect
surprised me
building
too. They
maintenance-
went up 12 to 13% on their rates year over year.
Wow.
And then we had,
Does this go in front of Pura?
as far as the rate setting of what they do, I don't know the answer to that.
I mean, we're kind of stuck with them as a monopoly, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we can't really pick who put the fire hydrant.
Yeah, and that's, we pay a line fee for every main, we pay a fire hydrant fee for every fire hydrant, and it's a flat rate. I will say, we did contact Connecticut Water, the chief did, and they've been pretty good about providing our documentation on all those hydrants. We have 98 hydrants of Connecticut Water Company. Hazardville Water, which is a much smaller percentage, we've not gotten that information from them, despite our protestations. As far as the overage, yeah, that was a big overage and surprise.
Well, you know how to protest, right? If they don't get their check, they're going to have a hard time.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't see how they can not justify a bill, right? We're not just going to pay a bill unless we have an itemized list of what they're charging us for. But I mean, how do you do a 12 or 13% increase in a monopoly unless this went in front of Pura?
I'm sure it must have.
We should probably find out and we should probably protest because I mean, this seems like something for our lobbying firm too. I mean,
Part of it was also, I mean, there's repairs that were unaccounted or unexpected, library, fire department. These are the fire protections to the sprinkler systems in those buildings. That was 15,000 of that bill.
but I mean that gets lumped in with the fire hydrants.
Pardon? Yeah. Fire protection is all
protection.
that one line item.
That's interesting.
That's part of that 310, 411 line item.
So I mean, our internal repairs get lumped together with the hydrants. It's interesting.
Yeah, we just
It's
have
all-
one line item for all
Fire protection.
fire protection
Yeah,
systems,
it's
whether
the line
it's
fees, it's the hydrants, it's the sprinkler systems in the buildings, the repairs to the sprinkler system. We had a couple hydrants we had to replace. One was $6,000, and that's all. That drove some of those costs as well. But the biggest driver of that percentage was the increase in costs for these lines, these water mains. Yeah, Hazardville never
Yeah,
really got back to
we reached out to both Connecticut Water and Hazardville. Connecticut Water sent us a list of the inspections. As Todd said, there's 98 of them. Hazardville said they were compiling it, but if we needed it right away, they have a list of the streets that they service, and we can count the hydrants on the streets.
That's very simple. Well, I think, in all seriousness, I think when they send us the next invoice, we send them back a letter saying we received your invoice, and we need this backup before we process payment, period.
Right.
And how they can argue with it.
Right.
I mean, we're not just going to pay them what they tell us. If they're telling us we can count, they haven't counted already? I mean, how are they sending us a bill if they haven't counted?
They have a good point.
I mean, it should be right at their fingertips how many hydrants we have. How are they doing maintenance if they don't have a list? Right? They're charging us for maintenance, right?
Correct.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah, I think these concerns are right on, because I know that the Water Treatment Pollution Control Authority has
also had the same conversation.
They don't get responses timely. They don't get the information they need.
I think
they have some problems with that.
Withhold our payment until they provide the information.
Correct.
Why not?
Okay.
So,
I'll send them a letter. I'll reach out to them.
well, nice job. You guys are on top of it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I can always just go around and start opening hydrants if you want.
Well, it just,
It's like what you do in high school.
I mean, you want to make sure they're going to work if there's a fire, right?
Correct.
I mean, if the water company doesn't have a list of what they're maintaining, how are they maintaining them?
Right.
So, okay. Well, thank you both. That's all my questions.
Great.
All right, thank you.
I have no further questions.
Make a motion to approve the end-of-year transfers as presented for the Board of Finance.
Second?
Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in support say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
So following that, I gave you guys all a 3-page end-of-year kind of budget report, kind of grouping by the way that the state government takes their reports, so and they look similar to our monthly and quarterly reports that I give you as well. You see all the groupings with the exception of Public Works were under budget. Public Works went over. Total overall on the town government side, we underspent by $188,000. So good job there. Unfortunately, page 2, we also collected $900,000 less than we budgeted for. Big portion of that was a municipal grant that was put in that we had been receiving for years, and then after the budget was submitted and voted on, the state said they weren't handing out that grant because they didn't meet their sales tax projections for the year.
Right. So we got nothing.
So we got nothing, right?
Versus
We had
$250,000.
for at least 3 years we had received $250,000-ish, and at the 11th hour they told us we weren't getting it, and then we had large property tax refunds as well that kept our collections down in that sense. So on the summary version on page 3, town government, again, we underspent by $188,000. The Board of Education underspent by $177,000. So total all in, we underspent by $365,000, right at 1%. With the shortage of revenues, when we use the projected use of fund balance, we end up returning to fund balance $348.93 for the fiscal year. So couldn't have been much more on the dot. On
You
that
also
one.
had some additional expenses that you weren't anticipating, like the solar,
Right. So I mean,
solar settlement.
and I mean, if fire protection and so forth wasn't what it was, I mean, we would have actually returned some funds this year, but we broke even, and that's ultimately, I guess, the goal. It would have been nice to return some funds, but we did not.
So we basically broke even.
We basically broke
that
even.
348 was about it.
Yep.
So just a couple of things on this. Number one,
Yep.
I think it's good that the Board of Education returned that much money. I mean, I'm happy to see that, because I think in the past they've returned like less than $10,000.
Yeah,
I think this is a much more honest figure. I mean, it's hard to land a $28 million budget, and I think it's nice that in good faith they did return that money. And we certainly needed it, because otherwise we would have had to go back for a town meeting for an additional appropriation.
Yep. And I already reached out to Stephanie and Sam both and thanked them for it as well. That without them, we would have been in a deep hole.
Back at a town meeting.
Yep.
And we've never faced that before, because, I mean, typically we plan on taking out fund balance and then we don't need it.
Right.
Or don't need all of it. So, I mean, I think because we use so much fund balance to balance this year's budget, combined with actually using fund balance to balance last year's budget versus returning money, I think going into fiscal year 27, we're really going to be at a disadvantage.
We're estimating right now, our fund balance percentage is 14.5%.
I'm going to ask you about that.
We're just under the 15% mark. There were a lot of estimates of return to fund balance, and that's what the Board of Finance was using to stay at that 15 mark with no return to fund balance. It puts us at estimated 14.5%.
But we did a large tax increase this year.
Yep, we did
Well,
one
we-
and a
we
quarter,
actually
plus we used 1.16 of fund balance as well.
So to do a zero, we would have a 1.16 deficit for next year,
Correct,
with no available fund balance to pull.
correct.
So with 1.16, that's like a one.
About 1.25 mil.
So we'd have to do another large tax increase just to do a zero next year.
Yep.
So we're looking at a tax increase.
And these were all conversations that at budget time we had with the Board of Finance, and I tried to, warn them against using so much of fund balance for that reason alone.
I recall your advocacy.
I remember
and,
you telling them that, yeah.
the lack of response you got from the Board of Finance,
Yeah.
that they were insistent. We were lucky, I guess, that they went with 1.25 mil increase, even though it was suggested vehemently that it needs to be at least 1.5. And here's an example of where we end up because of that.
Yeah, and I just got my adjusted escrow for my mortgage. I think 1.5, it's hard to swallow. 1.25 is a lot. And, I think a lot of people are feeling it because our taxes went up a lot. And I think we're looking at another large tax increase or a cut in services.
Or a cut in services, correct.
Because there's no more funding coming.
Nope. And so it's actually, and I've reached out to the Board of Ed already and let them know with the fiscal 26 budget, the budget we're currently in. Again, the Board of Finance wanted to budget for that same municipal stabilization grant that we didn't get in 25. Again, I warned them and said, we're not getting it in 25, why would we budget it in 26? They were really adamant about it, so we budgeted for it. That's a guaranteed $250,000 of revenue we're not going to receive in fiscal 26 already in the budget. So we're really going to watch, and monitor spending to make sure that spending stays underneath, because between the Board of Ed and the town alone, we're talking $250,000, $300,000 that we need to make sure that, we don't spend to make sure that we have enough money to pay the bills at the end of the day.
And at the same time, we're trying to address a town employee salary deficit that we've been talking about for a long time. And we've now got a proposal, which you'll hear about sometime at the next Board of Selectmen meeting. But that's going to add to the expenses, and it's something that I think we absolutely have to do. We can't just say, hey, we just can't handle that. And I think we've got to do it. So that's what we're facing.
It's going to be hard. I don't know. I don't know what's going to have to give, but I think, we may get into some measures we haven't seen before soon to kind of stop the bleeding, as they'd say.
Yep.
It's not good.
No, it's not.
We did a mid-year tax assessment a few years ago. And
2018.
I still hear about it.
Oh, I do too. And it's the most miserable mid-year increase for 1 mil. It was the most miserable thing to deal with. I never want to do that again.
Well, I would never support it. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, again, I think one of the big problems here is the Board of Finance does not face the facts that,
You tell them what
this
to
year,
do, and they
1.25
don't
mil
listen to you.
increase
They don't listen to you.
was not enough. We needed more than that.
Or we have to go back and cut.
Yeah.
Well, obviously they didn't listen, and they're paying the price now for it.
I think ultimately a lot of it has stemmed from positions that were created with one-time dollars, mostly on the Board of Education side, that have just kind of rolled in now, and those one-time dollars, those ESSER funds and so forth
The
don't
ARPA
exist
funds.
anymore. To continue paying those salaries, I think that has to kind of be reevaluated and looked at to see, what of that do we really need?
You're talking about the ARPA funds that might have been used for
On the
operational
education side,
expenses?
they were ESSER funds on the educational side, but yeah.
Right.
A lot of them were used to hire tutors and things of that nature, and they've been molded into the budget, and the dollars that we're paying them before aren't there anymore.
Right.
Well, I think we gotta take a hard look. I mean, money and more people don't solve problems.
Right.
And I think that's what people have looked to.
Yep.
And I think we're gonna take a different strategy.
Yep.
Okay. Well, nice job, Brian. Thank you. Not good news, but you're the messenger.
Yep.
So, appreciate it.
Yeah, we won't beat you up too much.
Yeah, shoot the messenger.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have presentation of scheduled payments.
Yeah, I'm happy to make a motion to approve the payments in the amount of $237,068.06.
Any further discussion on the motion? I'll just tell you, I have gone over this list extensively, got my questions answered by the finance office, and I'm satisfied.
Okay.
So all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Okay, next we have updates from boards and commissions. We have none. Any business? We have none. New business, fire department. Got some staffing requests. Chief,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good afternoon. I submitted my report for the month. Let me just scroll through all the stuff there.
Yep.
We had a couple notable incidents. Unfortunately, we had a fatal car accident on Battle Street, despite the tremendous efforts of the members on scene. Mutual aid on August 15th, one of the paramedics was dispatched to a bicycle accident in Ellington. Paramedic Dark did a tremendous job. The victim struck a stationary object while riding a bicycle, and he ended up succumbing to his injuries, unfortunately. But Paramedic Dark's work did give the gentleman a fighting chance, and it's just something I wanted to note.
This is a case where the cyclist had his head down, was cycling, and ran smack into a parked vehicle.
Under apparatus status, you see there, ambulance 746 experienced a wheel bearing failure while coming back from a call that's been repaired. Ambulance 646 has a transmission issue. I spoke with Brian today. Worst case scenario, we're looking at around $12,000 for the repair for the
So
transmission.
give me in newest to oldest order of the ambulances.
Newest it goes in order 765. So finally getting replaced. Brian and I were on the phone today. The new ambulance is in, ready to go. We got to get the paperwork to the bank, and then we'll replace five.
How old is 6?
6 is
About 10 years old.
about 10 years.
I thought that was like 2016, 2017.
It's 10 years old, dude.
So the worst case scenario is about $12,000. We're hoping when they take it apart, it's not as bad as they think it is, but that's what we're planning for.
We just got to keep an eye on this. I mean, we added a third ambulance, and it was because we had one in good operating condition. I mean, if these things are going to cost us a lot of money, I mean, we need 2 ambulances. That's what we need. The thirds are nice to have.
Yep.
It's not essential. So I think we just keep an eye on it.
Obviously, we're integrating the emergency management into the fire department. We've had several meetings already with Frank and Karen about how we plan on doing that. It's all going very well at this time. Just a reminder that Tuesday we have the statewide emergency management drill. So I can't wait to see everyone bright and early Tuesday morning for our tabletop.
It starts at 0900.
0900.
Yeah.
Bringing donuts. I don't know if it's true. It's a rumor.
Stay away.
Also, too, just want to extend an invitation. We're going to be doing a brief remembrance service on September 11th at 9 o'clock in the morning at the firehouse at the 9/11 Memorial. We did it last year. 15, 20 minutes tops, just a brief service to remember the events of that day. I have before you 2 part-time employee requests. Kyle Soren's going to be a part-time paramedic. He's currently a paramedic at Trinity Health. His firefighting experience, I included his resume in there before. And then Riley Lanzieri for part-time firefighter EMT. The nice thing about Riley is she's enrolled in paramedic class and will be finishing by the end of the year. So while we're hiring her as an EMT, she will actually be a paramedic shortly.
Beautiful.
So, also too, just to note that firefighter Campion's having just going to be out for a little bit on a medical procedure for several months, and then we just received word the other day that firefighter Wise has been hired by the Sub-Base Fire Department in Groton. So I would imagine the status with us is going to be changing soon.
What's his current status?
He's part-time.
Part-time.
Yeah, another part-time.
Both of them are part-time.
Yes. Yeah, both of them are part-time.
So that's what we expect.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Right.
Your previous question, Bill, the oldest ambulance is 2011, 2016 is the middle, 2020 is the newest one we have. So this one will replace the 2011. That was actually the question I asked Chief when he called me about the transmissions. Which one is it? And he's like, one of the newer ones.
Well, it's not one of the newer ones. I mean, if we only had 2 ambulances, we'd have 2020 and 2025.
Right.
Or 2025.
Right.
The 2.
Right.
You know, but we're keeping the old one. So again, we'll keep an eye on it. 12,000 is probably worth fixing, but I think if it, gets to be too much, it's.
The only other question I have is regarding the purchase of new ambulances. The company we're buying from is interested in buying the old ambulance off us. What's the procedure for that?
Got to go through Brian.
Go through Brian.
Needs our approval. It's,
Okay.
yeah.
So. Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like you're doing well.
I make a motion to approve the request to hire Riley Lanzieri as a part-time firefighter EMT pursuant to the union contract. What's the start date?
We don't have one now pending their background check.
I'll second that.
And physical.
All those, any further discussion on the motion? All those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you.
I'm going to make a motion to hire Kyle Sorrent as a part-time paramedic.
Second that. Now, is this person a firefighter as well?
Yeah, both of them are both firefighters and paramedics.
Any further discussion on the motion? All those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next, we have the payroll specialist, human resources, job description to approve. This was reviewed. Let's see. Here we go. As you know, we've got to hire a full-time human resources person because we haven't been successful with part-time people in the past, and they haven't stayed as long as we've needed them, nor put in the kind of work that we needed as well. So this is a position description for a payroll HR person that will address the needs of the town.
I have to make a motion to approve the payroll specialist human resources generalist job description. Request to post the position with a salary range of $52,000 to $58,000.
I'll second it for discussion.
Okay. Discussion.
I guess I'll start. I mean, I see the value.
I think I know what's coming.
Well, I guess with the conversation we just had,
Yeah.
I guess I got a hard time. I think we're going to have to decide what's more important. Are we going to give our staff raises, or are we going to hire a new position that we haven't really had in the past? I know we had the part-time.
It's just the candidates we get for the part-time position. These people, there's
I know.
quality. I'm sorry. It's just,
I agree, but I just wonder. If this person takes benefits, we're looking at $80,000-$90,000 a year.
No.
No, you make a good point.
absolutely.
Do we need the position or do we need raises?
I don't think we can have it all. We're out of money. We just learned that.
You're absolutely right. I don't think we can have it all.
So I I get a hard time. I mean, if I'm gonna cut something, it's gonna be a new position first versus, I mean, can we contract some of this work out? I mean, I know item 5, I mean, if our operations director stays, I think some of the work can stay there, but I think, do we contract some of the work out? I mean,
payroll's not bogging down my office by any means.
I think with the transition, Danny does it within.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Very efficient, yeah.
She's very efficient.
She is very efficient. It takes her, 2 to 3 hours.
It's impressive.
So you're saying we don't need a full-time person, Brian? Or do we?
If I had to choose between
Yeah, I want
the
This
to know.
salary
salaries,
survey
yeah.
that we're going to present to you in 2 weeks or this position, I'm going to take the salary survey 100 times.
Me too.
Why don't we put this on hold
Just
for now?
table it.
then? Table
I
it,
think that's a good idea.
I mean, I'm not against it, but I just think with 2 choices,
I get that.
we gotta choose.
Well, we're not actually hiring someone here, we're just approving a job description, so.
I think that's a good thing to do now.
It's nice to have
I agree. Just
in,
approve.
Yeah, we don't have to post the position. We
Yeah.
can
Right.
approve job
Basically,
description.
exactly, we just know. it's
Yeah, I like to approve
Updated the job
description, and then Is there any money in the budget for this, Brian?
Well, I mean, there's the salary that we had budgeted for the part-time position.
And how much was that?
35,000 or so.
35, that was the
part-time. And then I had budgeted a part-time position in finance that
What's that?
we haven't moved towards filling either. So, I mean, that kind of residual salary could have been transferred for the salary. There's no additional funding for the benefits, the cost of potential benefits.
And there's no money for raises mid-year either.
And there's no money for mid-year raises. I mean, this could sit on the back burner, and after we review the salary survey, we could readdress this if we so choose. Like I said, I mean, if Kim stays on,
I'd like to make a motion that we approve this now and just keep it on the back burner.
You just hold it, don't post the
exactly.
position.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I'm fine with that. So I
I'd
think we-
still like to see if, I still think it's a good idea to have a payroll
Yeah.
person.
So we just needed a motion to adopt.
So Bob would have to withdraw his motion if you're making a new motion.
What was your motion, Bob?
I just approve the specialist
And to post it.
and job description and then
They
post
could
the
amend
position.
his
So,
motion
yeah, we
to-
can
So I'll
amend it.
amend it just saying, we
Yeah,
should
we'll
just
take out
approve
the
the
idea of
description
posting it.
and
Just approve it.
withhold the posting.
We'll revisit it at budget time or whenever.
Job description.
I'm fine with that
I
too.
agree.
So all right, I'll second, I'll agree to the amendment.
All right.
Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you. Brian, next you're up.
Past probably 6 months or so, we've been working on revising the current elderly and disabled tax credit benefit.
This hasn't been revised this is something I've been very personally interested in as well.
Yeah.
Been working with Brian. It hasn't been revised since, when did we last set this?
I don't even, I was going to say, I was looking to see if it printed in here. I don't remember when it was adopted.
And due to the fact that, the town has been increasing the mill rate, and we have an increasing population of elderly in town and disabled, there need to be some kind of relief to acknowledge the pressures on these people. So that Brian basically, with my input, made these recommendations.
Yeah, so we
describe
went through,
what they are.
we reviewed, we've been currently using just the state's income levels that they use for, and they send them to us
Look at the last
annually.
page.
It
I think that
updates annually.
explains pretty much what.
Yeah, the last page shows, at the bottom shows what the state's current income ranges are. So, upon review of it, we looking at, and the spreadsheet's got 90 or 100 people on the program, somewhere around there.
Okay, 90 or 100?
And so when I was reviewing the current system that we have, it's very cumbersome. People never really know what benefit they're getting. It varies wildly all over the board. In fact, when I was talking to Tim about it, there's at least one, if not two, people in that 37.9 to 45.2 range that are getting a $3,000 relief, while there's a person that has about an $11,000 income that's getting about $700. And I don't really see the equity or the fairness in that.
No.
So rather than having these ranges and these complex calculation that the assessor currently has to do to develop these, we're proposing to eliminate the usage of the state's tax relief program, developing our own, giving the ability for the Board of Selectmen to revise the schedule annually if needed upon recommendation of the town assessor, and the effective 10-1 or with the new 10-1 grand list, we would use the proposed income ranges, expanding the program slightly from $55,000 to $70,000 as the cap, and giving more of a defined benefit for those income ranges.
So again, I think these income ranges were probably set somewhere in excess of 10 years ago.
So how many
Well,
thousand?
so the income ranges that I based the majority of it on are based on, like, the 0 to 15,650 is federal poverty level. So
My point is, though, that the current program,
no, those are annually. The state does update them annually.
all right.
They just never really grow.
So how much did you say, 75,000, Brian?
So the top income range would be up to $70,000.
Okay,
If
so
your
it's up to
this last
income
page right here.
was up to $70,000, you
Oh.
could qualify.
Oh, okay.
You won't qualify for the state benefit portion of it, but you could qualify
I
for the
see, yeah,
local.
okay, got it.
But again, it's not like it's a huge relief either. I mean, you're a single person, we'll knock $1,000 off your tax bill.
So how do we, Brian, I mean, I guess I'm trying to understand this. So I mean, currently step 5 income caps out at $34,000 a year, 33.9.
That's what's in the charter right now. However, the note is that the income levels continue to be adjusted annually by the assessor based on the state's tax relief program.
So what is it currently?
Currently, the maximum current range is up to $55,100.
But I mean, I guess, how do we know that by increasing it by 15,000, which is pretty large, there's
Yep.
only going to be 5 more people?
That's our estimate based on what has come in the past of people who have submitted and they've been over the income level. People have, requested the tax relief benefit and they've been at 59,000, and so they didn't qualify. So we kind of looked back at how many have and didn't qualify. It's an estimate.
Boy, I mean, you guys don't have access to income, though.
But no, unless they provide it, no. And they do have to provide
but
it
they
as
do
part of the
provide it
program.
when they apply.
Right, they have to provide it when
We
they
do have a pretty
apply.
good idea what the population
But I'm
is.
saying, we look at the population of Summer of 9,000 people.
Yeah.
I mean, I think to say under 55,000 versus under 70, I mean, I would say there's a lot more than 5 people that are going to fall into that.
Well, they might not meet the other qualifications. So it's anybody who's over the age of 65. They have to be over the age, or they have to be disabled. It's not,
No, I got that, but I mean, we look at maximum Social Security benefits. I mean, if you don't have a pension or anything else, I mean, that's going to be everybody getting Social Security
which
much
is
in town.
which is already, that's what we see already, is it's the people that get Social Security.
But I mean, we got more than 80 people or whatever it is, 90 people getting Social Security in Summers.
Well, I guess the question is how certain are you, or that these estimates are accurate and we can live with these?
Best guess effort. We looked back through, the last 5 years of applications, and each one had 2 or 3 people. None of them were in that 70,000, were up to 70,000. A lot of them were at, 59, 60, and they were trying to squeak in. They didn't. It's one of those things without knowing everyone's income. We're guessing. We're at a best guess effort.
Yeah, I understand.
But I think it's incumbent on us, the Board of Selectmen, to make this effort. I think you need to address the fact that, again,
if it turns into 40 people, so the program is capped
Yeah.
by, it's
Talk about the
language in here by the Board of Finance. There's a total cost of the program that we're allowed to. So if once we exceed that cost of the program, everybody gets prorated
Gets
as
less
a
money.
percentage.
Right.
So
So it's capped.
it's equivalent across the board. It is capped. It's 1/2 of 1% of the total operating budget, divided by the cost of the program.
So there's a little bit of a relief valve for us, so this doesn't
Yeah.
get out of control.
Right. It's not like we're going to give $400,000 away.
Okay.
And I put it on there in 7/126 are based on the current year budget, because it's the most recent budget. The maximum amount we could give would be $209,000 of relief. The current year, last year, the current max was $199,000. So it went up 10 grand between the last application process and the current application
And so,
process.
Brian, I didn't read all of it. When's the hearing date on this?
We haven't said it yet.
Oh, you haven't said it yet.
That's your job, not mine.
Oh, okay, I'm
So I'm
sorry.
good
I
with
didn't
this.
understand.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with the first selectman. I think it's a good thing to help our seniors. I mean, I think you did a great job with this, Brian. So essentially, it's amending an ordinance.
It's amending an
And also
ordinance.
trying to make it more understandable to the public. It's another part of it that I think
Yeah,
is
that's
really
important.
important. Yeah.
At least people understand what they're doing.
Did we give this a legal review with the town attorney?
Yeah, he wrote all of this.
Okay.
That's kind of what took so
So
long, was
can we
making sure that it was legally
approve the
correct.
tax relief program ordinance? But what about setting a date? Do we have to set a
public
date?
hearing date.
What
Yeah.
are you looking at?
What date would you suggest?
Or a second?
I mean, you could do it on the 18th. I think that meeting might get a little long if we're doing the salary survey. You could do just a regular, any Thursday, and
When do we need to do this for the grand list?
it's as long as it's approved
the end of the
before
year.
tax bills go, or before we start having people apply in February. we'll
Doesn't
be
have
So as
fine.
long as it's before the end of the calendar
So we have
year.
some time.
Yeah, we've
So we
got
have some
time.
time then.
But then what is it, 30 days after the meeting that goes into effect or whatever? Don't we have to publish it and it's like 15 days or something?
Yeah, you have to publish it, and then it's
And then
15
it's
days after
effective
that.
after the- Yes.
Yeah.
We probably do it in
15 days
October. Would that be fair?
Yeah, why
October?
don't we just take a date in October and do it?
So October 2nd is your first meeting, and
Okay.
2nd and the 16th, those are your meeting days.
I'm fine with the second.
That sounds
Yeah,
I
good
think
to
we
me.
try the second, yeah.
So do the Board of Selectmen meeting first, and then public?
Yeah, we'll have public hearing at 7.
At 7, okay, just so I can make them.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be a public meeting first, then we'll have our.
Have the Board of
then we'll
Selectmen
have
meeting
a-
first at 6, and then the public
Oh,
hearing
a
at
public
7.
hearing after.
Yeah, and I will make sure I remind you, don't you worry.
All right, so,
I'll get the notice together, and
No, this looks great. I mean, nice job. I think it's time to update.
Yeah, I think
yeah, very
Brian
well
did a
done.
great job on this, and his office, obviously.
So I think we should approve the
Karen Neal was very
Proposed
instrumental.
Yep.
local tax relief program ordinance and set a hearing date of October 2nd.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, 7 p.m.
Is that the proper procedure? Like, do we approve the ordinance or we can't approve it yet? I think it's.
No,
No,
you-
just setting a public hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, you're just setting a public
So I
hearing.
think, Bob, we just make
Sorry.
a motion to set a public hearing for the
Oh,
proposed
okay, so
ordinance.
even though it does set a request,
I'm sorry, that was my error.
okay, all right,
Yeah.
so just have, okay.
I'm so used to doing approve.
All right, so we just have a public meeting then.
Yep.
To
on-
consider.
On October 2nd.
To consider the revisions to the ordinance regarding local tax relief program.
Okay.
Okay, that
For
sounds
October
good.
2nd,
Senior and disabled tax.
7 p.m. at Summers Town Hall.
I got you.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
Okay.
Any further discussion on the motion? All those in support, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Brian,
Thank you.
Good job, Brian.
in your office. Okay. Okay, Kim was going to give us an update
I can,
on
yeah.
the charter revision.
Yeah.
She's been working closely with Dave Marty on this, as well as the town
Well,
attorney.
you sent us the stuff today.
Well, yeah, I'm just going to let you know, as I've been working with Mike Marinaccio as well, and the town attorney, and Dave Marty. So we're on step 9 and 10, basically. And in your packet, you'll find the legal notice and the items that Dave Marty sent out. Mike did do the legal notice. It was perfect. There was no changes to it. It's 6 pages long and $1,200 to publish it. But it
Wow.
was approved by the town attorney and the Secretary of State's office. So the legal notice will be published on Tuesday, September 9th. And then we've already also sent out those items to the Secretary of State's office.
Yeah, those will be on the ballot. Yeah, those 6 items will be on the ballot.
So we're done with all the steps as far as the process goes for charter revision. The next steps, Mike Marinaccio is working on a flyer to go out to all the residents.
That's good.
Kind of like what Ellington did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that makes sense.
And we're also doing a Summers Connects, and charter revision will be part of that as well. So,
We
Sounds
expect
good.
that to be sometime in the first week in October,
yeah,
correct?
that's what we're planning.
Yeah, okay, well, that's good.
Yeah. So everything's really coming together.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. That's it, really on charter revision.
All right, sounds good. I'm glad went through.
Yeah, me too. I'm still waiting on, they did have to make some edits, but I expect an email from them tomorrow with that correction.
So, do we have I guess I think of like when we do the bond resolution, we get a letter from the bond council about like what's permitted and what's not permitted, and then like the steps.
Concept.
Yes.
Well, but I'm saying, I mean, do we have that from the town attorney? So like, I'm thinking of a flyer. I mean, could we hold like an informational session?
As long
Charter
as
revision.
it's not advocating.
Or both.
No, for the charter revision. I mean, I think the biggest fear is that people don't pay attention. There's a lot of stuff. You know, we want to make sure people aren't deciding at the ballot box based on one sentence,
Yeah.
because there's a lot more to
Yeah,
this.
it's understanding and communicating.
You're saying educating them,
Yeah, letting people know.
informing them. Yeah, I think we could do that. You want to do that at our meeting that we have?
Well, I guess we just got to see what's allowed. You know,
I think you put
That's
it
why
all out there. You have to put it all out there.
no, but I'm saying, like, do we hold a public meeting to discuss
Just-
closer to the election? I don't know what's allowed, though. I mean,
And even with the flyer, it needs to be reviewed for legal.
Yeah, there's a fine line between providing information and advocacy.
Yes, there really is.
That's the problem, I
I
think.
can talk to Carl about that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea, yeah. And then we can find out what kind of meeting to schedule.
Okay.
I think providing information, we want to do as much as possible, but we definitely don't want to cross the line or even go close to it.
I get that. I want this to go through it.
Yeah, the majority of it is just basically what this language here, that's really the message that has to get out, the
Yeah.
additional
I
language.
think that we had a lot of eyes on this language by the Charter Revision Commission that was very sensitive to that issue because of
And Cole.
the difficulties we had last time around was that there was a lot of confusion about what we were talking about, what it
And
meant.
Cole reviewed all that to make sure there was no advocacy, because at first there was, and then things had to be changed. So yeah, I mean, we have to do the same with the flyer. Before a flyer goes out, it needs to be reviewed to make sure that there's no advocacy in the flyer.
Right.
All right.
Mike's working on that currently, so.
I mean, I think they're very clear questions. I mean, I think this has been done very well.
Yep.
I think they've done a great job.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I would want to add is the fact that we're talking about the appropriation, unauthorized appropriation amount that exceeds a certain amount of dollars needs to go to a town meeting. I think we need to mention that the limit was set in 1990, which is mentioned. But if you add the inflation rate to that $20,000 that was set in 1990, it would be over $75,000 today.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But people need to understand that hey, we're not reinventing the wheel here. We're just sort of putting it together a system that makes a lot of sense because it's tied to the annual appropriation and means we don't have to revisit this every year.
Yeah.
We get a formula and it works well.
Which is what most towns do.
Right.
Most cities do.
So, but they just need to understand that, wow, you're going from 20,000 to 84,000. I mean, wow.
Well, you have
That's
to explain
huge.
why.
Well, it's not, actually.
Yeah.
They don't understand this, the inflation rate. and how
Well,
that's
just
applied.
explain it to people.
Yeah, but we need to do that in this statement that's going out to people.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
very
You have
clear.
to do it in
right.
such a way that it doesn't sound like you're advocating for, we should.
No, it just explains, it puts it into context.
Right.
All we're doing.
Yeah.
I want to make sure they don't get,
I think you can write it in a neutral fashion.
yeah, I agree.
Okay.
All right.
Good. Well, nice job. Thanks. This is good.
Mike did a great job on the legal.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did a great job.
Carl didn't change a thing, so. Good job.
The longest legal notice I've ever seen.
I know.
Okay.
It's gonna be more, but it's only $1,200.
Yeah, it's quite a long one.
Next on the agenda here is Kim's withdrawal of her resignation from her position as Director of Ops. Kim, you get the floor.
Thank you. So, Board of Selectmen, I do value the work that I do here and the relationships that I build, and that led me to reconsider my resignation. And so I feel like I can continue to make meaningful, contributions to the team and the town, and continue with this journey. I'm hopeful that you're right there with me.
Yeah, I think you've worked in this position for 13 years, right? And I think you've demonstrated a great ability to work with all the directors in town and provide a significant contribution to me as well as my office. So,
thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea that you're coming back.
This.
Or not leaving.
Yes.
We all threatened to protest her house if you left.
I have to keep Brian in line. So that's like one of my major jobs.
And I was getting people refusing to have a ceremony that on her exit.
So you're going to give a bullwhip away that you've been using on Brian?
I was just going to keep it. The first thing,
I'd like
keep
to
it in order.
I'm glad you've decided.
So we need a motion to accept the
Yeah, I'm happy to make a motion to
withdrawal.
to accept the withdrawal of the resignation of Kim LaFleur.
Second that.
Thank you.
Any further discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
You're back in.
Thank you. Balloons.
Thank you.
A
Really.
lot of money.
Cancel the party now, Tim.
Yeah, that's right.
So
We're
we
going to
have,
save a few bucks. We're
you
trying
have,
to meet your efforts, Bill.
we have the three other items for the opportunity to add agenda items to make those motions.
Right.
Okay.
So I'd make a motion to accept the resignation of Lisa Horan from the America 250 Committee effective immediately.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you.
To make a motion to accept the resignation of Dean Hills from both the Zoning Board of Appeals and as the citation hearing officer effective immediately.
Second?
All right. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
I
Thank
make a
you.
motion to appoint Jim Formica as the citation hearing officer for the town effective immediately. What's the expiration of that term?
It doesn't until he resigns.
It doesn't
Okay,
have
it's an indefinite term.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or until he's removed.
He's a lucky man.
I don't think that'll be a problem.
Okay.
You second?
Second?
Okay. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in support say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you. We have minutes to review, minutes from the regular meeting on Thursday, August 21st.
I'm happy to make a motion to approve the minutes of August 21st, 2025.
I'll second, but I have two corrections.
Okay. You always find.
So under new business, the Eagle Scout,
Yeah.
I believe his name is spelled wrong. I believe
No,
it's
I
Dan.
know. It's what a D.
Well, I believe it's Dan Durand, Dandurand.
L.
I don't believe it's an L.
Okay.
I believe it's Dan Durand. So let's just confirm it, but I believe that's his.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering about that myself.
Okay. I forgot the D.
Yeah.
In the, huh?
Teddy?
Yeah.
It's Dan Durand, Durand, correct?
I don't think so.
Not Dan Lurand, Lurand.
Dan Morant.
I believe it's Dan Durand.
Now you gotta go check your email.
Okay. Well, I have a second change while we do that. My second change is under item 3, the Ad hoc America Committee. I believe included in that, we had a kind of instructions to the committee about their
Oh, the charges. I apologize.
charges. So let's just add those
Yes.
charges in. I
Yes.
believe it was
I
develop a schedule of events, a
I have
budget,
Report back in
to
90
make
days.
recommendations back to the Board of Selectmen within
Yes.
80 days.
Right.
So I just want to make sure that's added into the official
Yeah.
record because that's
Good.
an important part of their
Yeah,
job.
that's
I think,
important.
you just make sure you change that and send it out to us, okay?
And I did go to their first meeting, which was
Wow.
It is a D.
last evening.
D-A-N-D.
I went to the first meeting last evening and mentioned all three of those.
So
things.
it's D-A-N-D?
Wanted to do.
It's Duran?
D-U-R-A-N-D.
I got it.
Okay, so it is Duran. All right. Okay, so we'll
I don't do that often, but it's okay.
so we'll change that, and you'll add that other stuff
Of course.
and send that out to us,
You
right?
got it.
Okay, and I'm all set. Otherwise, as amended, I'm good with approving them.
You have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion on the motion? All those in support of approving the minutes of August 4, 2025?
August 21st.
21st.
Yeah, 21st.
Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you. Make a motion to adjourn.
We're adjourned.
Second.
Thank you.
6:50. 6:50.
655 right there.
6:55, right above you.
Okay.
It's easy to see.
Gotta fix my watch.
First day of football season, opening game. Tonight? It is. Eagles.
Thursday nights are wrong. Never have Thursday. I don't have cable, so. I don't either.